No driver wants to be in the worst car on the grid, but for Mick Schumacher, it certainly brings some benefits. There was little doubt about it before the first race of 2021 and even less afterwards. In the VF21, Haas have the slowest car in Formula 1. Because of that, Schumacher will most likely spend his rookie season at the back of the grid, but all things considered, that's not entirely a bad thing. Ideally, in the first races of their first season, a rookie should be able to stay under the radar and ease into things, familiarizing themselves with the new machinery and slowly improving their performances as they get more comfortable. For Schumacher, doing so was always going to be difficult. Precious few drivers have joined Formula 1 with as much pressure on their shoulders and the spotlight on them as much as a 22-year-old, given that his father, Michael, is one of the sport's all-time greats. Entering the sport with that surname and a Formula 2 title, expectations were sky high for the German, and if he failed to live up to them, criticism would soon follow. Such criticism could affect him and lead to him pushing too hard, too soon, and making mistakes. However, such expectations decreased considerably once it became apparent just how poor his machinery is, and that, in many ways, is a weight off his shoulders. Now, not even the harshest critics can expect him to score points, and it's likely that little attention will be paid to him during the races as he goes about his business at the back of the pack. For someone who has struggled in his first season in the last 3 categories he has competed in, this is ideal. He does also have one other man on the grid driving the same car as him, and the two of them are likely to be in their own separate race at the back of the grid. Schumacher and Nikita Mazepin are driving the same car, have the same amount of experience in Formula 1, and presumably have equal status. It's a fair one-on-one fight, and winning it would do either the world of good when it comes to their reputation. The German has undoubtedly taken the first round after comfortably outqualifying the Russian in Bahrain before making it to the end of the race while his teammate made a mistake and crashed out on his first lap. If he can continue to dominate their rivalry, his stock will rise regardless of whether he scores points or not. He need only look at George Russell for evidence for that. The Brit has yet to score a point in 2 seasons at Williams, but looks set to be given a seat with the best team on the grid. In short, all Schumacher really needs to do in his first season is finish races, provide useful feedback, and get the better of Mazepin. Anything more would be a bonus. He managed to do all of the above in his first race, although he did sprint at the restart on race day and needs to ensure that doesn't become a regular occurrence. Should he continue to tick all the boxes, Ferrari will be happy with him and may well consider putting him in a better car, the Alfa Romeo, sooner rather than later. After all, Kimi Raikkonen is surely retiring soon, and Antonio Giovinazzi isn't exactly setting the world alight. Mick Schumacher's debut was solid, even if unspectacular, which was all Haas could have expected. Even prior to the weekend, Haas boss Gunther Steiner outlined that the team's target for 2021 is to get its Formula 2 graduates as much experience as possible ahead of the 2022 rules reset. Going through a full weekend program was about the limit of his aspirations for Bahrain. Schumacher kept his feet on the ground afterwards, remaining wary of the steep learning curve he still faces with the VF21. Heading into the race, Schumacher outlined his target was to get as much experience as he can and wanted to learn how to drive in a Grand Prix, the strategy, the pit stops, and the start, even if at the back of the grid there was a willingness to seek out marginal gains. In race trim, Schumacher suffered his only major blip of the weekend when he spun exiting turn 4. Schumacher was on mediums, harder than the compounds of those around him, and it was a case of too much power with too little grip. With the race remaining green thereafter, Schumacher was cut adrift from the pack, and after an inconsistent and tough first stint, he regrouped, albeit pure lap time analysis is difficult owing to the lack of a teammate, Haas's overall tardy pace, and the presence of blue flags from lap 30 onwards. Schumacher's nearest on-pace opponent, Williams' Nicholas Latifi, was beset by a boost issue. Haas has already recognized Williams as his likely sole rival going forward. Schumacher was 10 seconds behind George Russell after 6 laps following his spin, but was 59 seconds behind after 55 racing laps. That gap of 49 seconds in as many laps is fairly easy to work out as an average, albeit with yet more caveats. Russell has 2 years more experience and also ran a soft medium-medium strategy compared to the medium-medium-hard approach employed by Schumacher. Put simply, Haas has been struggling for a long time, and Schumacher on debut was solid, reaching the flag was all Schumacher could realistically expect. If that does happen, and Schumacher goes on to enjoy a career at the top of the sport, he may well look back and be grateful that he got to spend his first season honing his craft away from the blinding spotlight that he'll surely be under for years to come. And that's been it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure to leave a like and don't forget to subscribe. Apart from that, I hope you have an awesome day and bye bye.